Alrighty guys, how's you doing today? So it's just actually quite nice out at maybe about 21, 20, it says anywhere from 21 to 24 because everything says something different, but it's a good day to put the flag out. The good old Confederate, and the American flag will be done this summer. I will be replacing that, the American flag, with the Don't Tread on Me flag. So there's a slight breeze out here, but at least you wouldn't, well, I'm not even gonna freeze because there's a good little breeze out here, but nothing too bad as long as you're not in the wind. I guess it's all right. But it's actually kind of so warm out on the concrete that I didn't show it on the driveway, but here the snow is actually kind of melting. If you can see that, okay. It's actually melting. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. I'm hoping my lens isn't too dirty. It looks like it's pretty dirty. Forgot to clean it before I came out. So, yeah. Anyways, two things to talk about. One I find funny. Doesn't bother me a damn bit, but it's funny because it's just funny. And the other one's kind of, well, I'm going to talk about something else too. Yeah. So, anyways, what's funny is maybe some of you guys will remember. When I had first did the video on the new intro, right? I kind of had gotten my butt chewed out, which is kind of hilarious. But well, anyways, I had uploaded that video, the one for Double O Strike, or Strack, however you say his name. I just call him Strike because that's what I thought it was. So, but yeah, so I had made that video for him, and I had gotten 5 dislikes on that video, which is, you know, I figured that. And yeah, and ever since then I haven't been uploading a super lot of videos because it's been kind of cool out, you know, freezing out, but it's actually not too bad today, so I'm making this video for the fun of it. Yeah, when I had uploaded, ever since then, on all my videos, I've been getting a dislike. Which, like I said, it doesn't bother me because it's just, you know, haters are gonna hate. So, but I have a good idea who's doing the disliking. It's actually, I'm thinking it's actually the guy that was complaining to me that I had stole Bill's intro. The guy that was yeah, that just said that I was stealing his idea or whatever and crap, you know. So, yeah, it's very funny. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. It hasn't bothered me in like the last, I don't know, year and a half, because you kind of learn some things, and then you kind of like, who cares, right? It's, you know, whatever. So, but yeah, I just find it funny now that ever since I uploaded a video, or every time I upload a video, I'll get a dislike, which, you know, it was happening like that before too. I don't know. I guess what happened is I don't know exactly. I think I think there was someone that was obviously bitching at me, whatever. And then they were obviously disliking my videos afterwards, you know. Then they kind of like quit, you know. They stopped disliking my videos, or I happen to find who they are and I block them, right, or whatever, right? So, but yeah, it's just I got a feeling with this guy, he's gonna be doing the same thing. He's gonna, disliking videos for a wee while, and then he'll get sick of it, and he'll probably quit. So, that's usually the way it's been going on my channel. They usually quit after a while because either they're fed up with it or, so. But it's still kind of surprising though how on Bill T Max he still gets quite a few dislikes. Same thing with Steve the plumber guy. He gets a lot of dislikes too. It's it's kind of funny too because I usually get to Steve's videos kind of right away, and the videos probably haven't even been up for, I don't know, not even 5 minutes, and it's like a 30-minute video or whatever, because most of his videos are like 30 minutes or so, and the video's only been up for 5 minutes, so that they're only watching like 5 minutes of the video, right? And the video already has like 5, 10 dislikes, whatever, in a row, like, so that they're not even watching the videos, because there's no way that you can watch a 30-minute video in 5 minutes unless you're skipping through it. But if you skip through it, you're not learning anything off it by skipping through it. So, they're just dislikers, and that's just what they do. And it obviously goes on with Bill T Max too. He gets quite a few dislikes, and I noticed too that there was a Bill's actually getting another hater again, leaving stupid comments and stuff and stuff. I don't have my heater on. I was thinking about turning it on, but I don't know if I need to or not. I guess it's all right. I guess I probably could. Maybe if my hands get too cold, I could probably warm my hands up at least off it. This thing takes like 10 years to warm up anyway. So it was just kind of funny how like every once in a while you get these stupid people that just leave comments because they're stupid. Whoa, what is that noise? What is that noise? Holy buddy, I think your truck's about to croak. Jesus, it's got a little squeak going on there. Ooh, sounds like maybe like a pulley. That's that old timer that lives here in town. He's the one that likes to ride the bike like every freaking day of the year. 2 to 3 times a day he'll ride his bike around. But during the winter, he obviously drives his rig there, which is I think seen better days. I think she's getting a little old, but I think he's had it quite some time too. So he's a little stiff and cold, I guess. What you can do with these old rigs, they don't like the cold too much. Newer ones are all can handle it fine. But yeah. Well, anyways, Bill's getting these hate comments, and from this one guy, and his name was just the retardedest freaking name ever in the world. I can't remember what it was now, but it was kind of a shorty. Usually, what I do is, everyone on YouTube there that obviously watches Bill's videos, and Bill obviously kind of tells his subscribers to report him or whatever, to get this bully out of here, because that's what he is a bully, right? So I think that's what everyone's been doing, and I think if your channel gets reported enough times or whatever, then they I guess YouTube will look at it and they'll shut it down or whatever. I don't know exactly how that works, but it's just whatever. But I haven't seen any recent comments from him, so obviously his channel must be shut down for right now. I don't know if they shut it down permanently or if it's just on like a timeout or whatever. I don't know. See my heater kicked on, but yeah. So not too sure what's up with that, but every once in a while Bill gets that, and it's just kind of stupid. Like stop being jealous on what he does, and go do it yourself. So, and I think Bill was getting that, this new guy, because he's starting to do the truck simulator game. And of course, well, he doesn't drive the best. You know, he's kind of a crappy driver. Well, you're going to be a crappy driver if you're using the buttons. If you don't have a steering wheel, you know, you're going to be pretty bad at it. I know when I played my farming simulator game on my PC, just using the buttons, I couldn't do a damn thing at all. I don't like buttons. So then I ended up buying a. Actually, I just ended up buying a. It's actually a fighter stick for like airplanes. When you play the air game simulator games, you can get a controller. You know, that's so you can like control the plane and then shoot your gun, right? Well, I bought one of those, and I got it to work for my farming simulator game, and I actually used it for steering on the tractor, just for the steering only, right? And it was actually a lot better. I was actually able to fine tune the steering, so if I was off just a hair bit, you know, from say picking up a round bale or something, you know, then I could just tweak the wheel a little, or the wheels a little bit, move back a little bit or whatever, and then pick up my bale and move on, you know. Whereas with the button, it's either straight, far to the right or far to the left. You know, you can't fine tune your steering through the buttons. You gotta have some kind of a steering wheel or a joystick or something to do that. So, but I haven't played that game in quite some time. There's some snowcats going on. Someone has been snowcatting across our field. Trespassing, but they're not damaging property either, because they're just damaging the snow. Well, I don't really care about the fucking snow. You're still trespassing, but snow's not a big deal. I could care less about the fucking snow. They can take their damn shit if they want it. You know, if they enjoy the snow so much, but I don't. So, yeah. But another thing too, I had gotten another hate comment on one of my videos a couple days ago, or was it yesterday? Maybe I got it. It's either yesterday or the day before. I had gotten another hate comment, and I added that to my. Well, I haven't done it yet. I took a picture of it. I just haven't done any editing to it. I got to edit that picture. I took a picture of the guy's comment, you know, and obviously it's for the reading hate comments videos. So I believe I have 2 comments now, hate comments. You know, I need at least 4 to at least do a decent episode. So I don't know. I might get them soon. I don't really want to be doing it in the wintertime. I guess I could do it in the house. They'd be alright in the house too. But depending on how many I get, like I said, I need at least 4. And I don't want my subscribers, dude. I know my subscribers have done it a couple times, you know, obviously just for funsies. But I actually like random people that do it that have never ever watched my videos before, and you know, and they don't know that I'm doing these hate comment videos, you know. So, but one day they might see those videos, you know, and they're like, oh shit, that was me. Ah, fuck, you know. So you're kind of, I mean, yeah, you're giving them their 15 seconds of fame, but, you know, you're also showing them, too, that, okay, this is the guy that did it, you know, and yada, 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 you know, this guy's the troll. I know some people actually blur out their names, or they change the names, so they don't get the extra credit, you know. Well, so what? Let them see your let them see their name, or you know. You're not giving them fame, really. And no one's going to subscribe to them. Obviously, because for one, they're not doing any videos. Okay, because all the haters that have left hate comments on my videos, they do nothing with their channel, obviously, besides hate on people. And they don't have links to anything or anything like that. You know, it's just a channel, a trolling channel. You know. So, and no one's going to subscribe to them because obviously that's, you know, because they're haters, and who wants to watch haters' videos, you know. I think there was actually a guy that I watched a while ago, and he was watching my stuff a little bit too, but he started kind of hating on me too, and I just said the hell with it, and, you know, I just unsubscribed from him, let it go from there. And he hasn't watched my shit since. So, well, actually, I think I blocked him. I think he was also a Bill T-Max hater too, because he was leaving kind of a lot of nasty comments on Bill's videos. But this was, a few years ago or whatever. And, so, and I blocked him from my channel. That's what I pretty much kind of do. This is what I'm going to do now too, is whoever leaves a hate comment on my videos, especially depending on how mean it is. If it's a really mean one, obviously, then I'm going to, well, no matter what kind of comment. If it's a hate comment, I'm going to take a picture of it, stab it up on the, into the video editing stuff and edit it onto a video. And then I'll block the guy, That's what I did with this guy. I just took his comment and blocked him. So, it's not him that's disliking all my videos, because, it's someone that's obviously subscribed to me or whatever. So it's just whatever. It's just the way it is. I don't care too much. I know that a few years, well, it had to been about a year ago. I know that when I had made the video talking about Bill T-Max when he was having that big cyberbully, going after him, I had made a video talking about that, and I think that video hit about 5,000 views. It might be over that now. I haven't looked in quite some time, but I know that video got a lot of dislikes, and I know that's obviously Bill T-Max's haters, all the ones that hate Bill T-Max. So obviously they're gonna dislike it, right? I got a lot of likes too, and I did get a few mean comments. Obviously, I didn't at the time. I wasn't reading hate comments, so obviously I just deleted them. So I don't have them now, but yeah, I think that one, the one that I got a couple days ago, I think that was either on the Bills video or it was on my Polaris Sportsman video. Another reason why not to buy a Polaris Sportsman 850 or newer, because I had obviously done that video of me talking about it when it was pissing oil. That video obviously gets a lot of dislikes, and so do all my other Polaris videos. I mean, I don't get the point of disliking them. I mean, you're not helping me any. You're not giving me hints. What's funny too is that this guy that this had left this hate comment a couple days ago. He must have noticed that maybe I didn't accept it. Obviously, I didn't accept it. I did take a picture of it and then I deleted it. And maybe I didn't. I don't think I blocked him. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else I blocked. But I don't know. Maybe this guy I didn't block, but I think he knew that I didn't accept his comment because obviously he had left it quite a while ago. And then he leaves another one on my video, giving me tips on what to look for on my four-wheeler. He says apparently if one of the some kind of an airline, breather line, whatever kind of thing he was talking about. He says if they're clogged, I guess apparently it builds up pressure in the motor, and then the motor obviously leaks out oil. So I don't know if that's really what's causing the issue of it leaking oil in the wintertime, is maybe there's a blocked airline somewhere. I know it's not the main breather because I had it off because it fell off. Obviously I had fixed it, so that's not clogged. So I don't know if there's other airlines somewhere in the motor too or whatever. That maybe it's full of dirt and crap. But like I said, it only does it in the wintertime, so it's got something to do with the coldness in that rubber gasket, or that gasket on the block, So I don't think it's really an airline issue. So, but it's funny though. He leaves a stupid comment, and then I delete it. Obviously, I take a picture of it and then I delete it, and then he leaves another one about an hour later, telling me what to look for. So that one I didn't block or I didn't delete because it wasn't a mean comment. I leave, any tip comments or helpful comments, whatever. I leave them on, but all the hating comments, I take a picture of them now and I delete them afterwards. If they're really mean. If they're kind of stupid ones, I probably wouldn't delete them because they're just stupid, and I think everyone else deserves to see their stupidness. And obviously you guys see it through the reading hate comment videos. You guys see them that way. So I really find it, I know there's another YouTuber that does this. I I forget what his YouTube channel name is, but man, when the funny thing is that when I subscribed to him, which wasn't even very long ago, probably a few months ago, I think he only had like 10,000 subscribers, and now he's got almost 100,000. So I wonder if he's not buying his subscribers. I think you can do that too. You can actually buy them, spend real money, I guess, and buy them, which is stupid to do. I would rather earn my subscribers, by making good videos. This here's not a good video, but I mean, I guess some people find it entertaining. They watch it, so. But I don't think I'd ever buy my subscribers. That's just stupid to do. Why waste money? You kind of joined YouTube, obviously to entertain people and to make some money on it. Why put money into it? And the same thing with YouTube Red. You got to put money into that. That's dumb. I don't even have that working on my YouTube channel. I don't need it. What's the big deal about a commercial? 99% of them you can skip. Just wait the 5 seconds and then skip them. Fuck it. It's not a waste of my time. I find it okay. I don't have a problem with it. I know Bill T-Max, he puts on quite a few ads, and that kind of gets annoying. Especially the longer his videos are, the more ads he seems to shove on them, and that gets to be a little bit old. So sometimes I notice though that you can actually, like, if you know that an ad is going to come up, if you skip past the ad, sometimes you have to skip it completely and it won't even pop up. But sometimes it'll pop up though. But sometimes you can actually just skip it and not even go into it. But that rarely ever happens. I think it's probably just a glitch in the YouTubes, but it works. Sometimes. Most of the time it don't. Sometimes it does. It's got to be a lucky day, I guess, So, but yeah, anyways, this is another thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of, I'm not going to give any credit to Double Strike because I had kind of already thought of the idea before he even thought of it, so, but he's going to do a video on his CB setup. He's got a CB now in his Jimmy, and he's gonna do a video on the radio and the wiring and on the antenna and whatnot. That looks like my friend's old car, but that's definitely not. He's got an old car like that. The old timer that works our land. He's got a red Pontiac like that. Kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, Double Strike apparently said he's got a 26-inch antenna, which is not a super big thing. Apparently, let's see, well, he lives out east, obviously like in New York there or wherever, and apparently he can pick up channels all the way in California. That's on the opposite side of the country, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that on a 26-inch antenna? Now, if you pay like $400 for it, then I could see it, but the antenna I looked at was only about $100. I don't get it. Hopefully he'll leave some links below to the crap. Maybe I can look at it, but the antenna I looked at only went 7 to 10 miles. And that was for a 64-inch. Or 62-inch, actually. I'm thinking about going with a 62-inch. I was looking at a 36, and I think maybe there was a 46 or 48-inch too. I don't know, but the one I was looking at was a 62-inch. Don't remember the fucking brand. I'm going to put the links below to the stuffs. And I found a really nice CB radio. It's actually a newer style. You can actually change the colors in it because it's like an LED screen, and you can actually change the background color of it. So I thought that'd be kind of neat. And I was gonna go with a 62-inch. I don't want to go with the 102-inch. Would be nice because that thing I think went 10 plus miles. I can't remember exactly, but it went a little bit further than what the 62-inch did. But the 102-inch would just be ridiculously too freaking tall. I could never get it in my garage. A 62-inch, I don't think would ever even fit in here. I'm going to actually brought my tape measure. But for in here, I can definitely tell that she's going to be doing a lot of super bending. So, yeah, 60. I was going to go with the bigger one because on there, they said that a 62 inch obviously went like 7 to 10 miles. And they said too, well, they usually say that if you're going to do a CV setup, they say to get the best antenna that you can and the cheapest radio you can, because it doesn't matter about the radio, it matters about your kind of antenna. Well, a 26 inch, which is what Double Strax got, and apparently he can reach out to California, which I don't believe because I can't see that because my antenna barely goes that far. So he has a 26 inch, which is a 2 foot and 2 inches. Now I'm going to do this off the trunk. Okay, so this is off the trunk, so that, you know, it's only about an extra foot above the roof, because a foot's right here, and that's about roof line. So then there from, well, you know, to there, you get about an extra 2.5 feet, maybe right there. Well, it's a 26 inch antenna, so I mean, it just barely pops over the roof. Well, it pops over the roof, but barely. Whereas a 69 inch or a 62 inch, which is probably no way in hell ever going to fit on this car, but I know that it'll fit. But a 62 inch is a 5 foot and 2 inch antenna, made by a very good company. Yeah, so there's no way how I'm even going to be able to do this, but you know, it's way beyond that. So, and I could go with a 36 inch, which again then the range would suck on it because it's not that tall. 36 inch would just barely clear that. But the range on it, I think that was only like 4 to 6 miles. It wasn't very good. So that's why I was going to go with the 62 inch. And then a 62 inch. 62 inch. Now we'll do this off the floor. Okay, the tape measure's right on the floor. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's about right. So it's on the concrete floor. That's about how tall it is. It's about the same height as me. So that fucking means I'm what? You know, I would be 5'9" actually. So I'm about the same. What a 62 inch antenna would be. That's a little bit shorter, but obviously on top of the roof it would be a big difference then. So, and I was going to magnet mount it, obviously, to the roof of a vehicle. But I noticed that if I do that, well, if I did that, it would obviously get the range up a little higher. I could probably be doing, I bet you 10 miles if it was on top of the roof. But it's going to be kind of a nuisance because it'll be up higher and it'll be in the way. So I was going to mount it to the trunk. They make a mount kit for it. You don't have to drill through the trunk. You just pop the trunk. It's got like a little lip on it. You slip it in and then you bolt it down. You pinch it in or whatever. And then you obviously run your wiring throughout your vehicle, right? So, yeah, so a 62 inch would just, you know, it's a fairly tall antenna. And this is the best antenna you can get on the market from these people. What the hell is it? 62 inch. I believe it was a 62 inch. And I think you also have to take into, well, if you use the magnet mount, I don't want to use the magnet mount on the trunk because the trunk obviously will be doing a lot of slamming. So, you might as well say it's going to be adding on probably, well, if you use the magnet mount, you're going to lose probably about 3 inches. So it's going to push it up even higher, right? Whereas with the bolt-on, or clamp-on, you'd only lose probably about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches you would gain 1.5 inches of height. And you can also adjust your antenna depending on the mount you use. I think you can adjust that a little bit as well. I know on the magnet mount you can adjust it, I think about 1 inch in and an inch in and 1 inch out. That's what I'm guessing, because there's not a lot of room to really adjust it a whole heck of a lot. So, but yeah, you know, that's 62 inches, and that's how much it would. She would really bend over. So, but the thing is with that, there's that red car again. The thing with that is that my antenna that I'm going to get, which is the 62 inch, I think the range on that was only about 7 to 10 miles, depending on the height, I think, and I think you might need something else too. I think you can get some kind of like it's almost like a booster too, for your CB setup, and you can get it even so you can get your antenna completely maxed right out. 10 miles is not really a lot, but it probably would do. But how Double O Strike can do it on a small 26 inch antenna, I'll never know, because a 26 inch is not that high. And that antenna, if I went with the 26 inch, I would definitely have to put it up on the roof to get the max, range out of it. If you put it on the trunk, you may lose a couple miles, and a couple of miles you might need it. So, but I wanted to put mine on the trunk. So, and yes, if I get this car fixed, I am going to put a CB radio in it, because not just because it looks cool, it's just that you may need it. So, plus you can also kind of listen in to other people too when they talk, and I could probably even talk to my friends. I know that my friend with the big 1086, he's got a CB in his tractor. He's got a small antenna. I think that's only, what is that? Maybe it's only like a foot tall antenna. It's kind of an old cheapy thing, but it works. So, but he's got his radio in scan mode, so he can scan all 40 channels. So if I'm actually out, I guess say if I'm out maybe going to go check up on some people or whatever, I can actually just talk to him through the CB. I don't have to actually stop and talk to him like I have to do. I could just talk to him through the radio, and I can go on see what the old timer's up to. Because usually when they're both here, I don't have to keep an eye on him as much, but the old timer have to, So, but if I have to get a hold of the young guy, it'd be easier because I can just go right through the CB radio. I want to put a CB on Big Red too, but I know they make a waterproof CB radio, but it's a marine radio. It's for boats, and I don't know if they would sync up or work with an ordinary CB radio like what you'd have in your truck. If someone knows, let me know. But because I want a waterproof CB for Big Red, because then that would be handy too. Because then I could just talk to the guy obviously too through the CB radio. But see, the thing is, the CB radio, the marine one, which is for boats, has more things on it that I'm never going to use. It gives out a signal if you happen to be stranded in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. It'll shoot out a signal, and the rescue teams or whatever, they can find you, right? So, and it's got like emergency channels. Well, I think all CBs have like an emergency channel, which I think is 912 or whatever. I don't know. That's some kind of a stupid thing that radio's got. So, I think it's some kind of an emergency channel. So, I don't know, but the thing is, I think all radios have that. I think. Well, I know that the marine radios have it because I've already looked at them. So, but that's what I wanted to put on Big Red. But when I would leave comments on videos that they were obviously doing a review on it. They don't reply back to you. They don't give you any information that's helpful. And you can go on their website, and it tells you nothing either. This is a marine radio. It's waterproof, you know, and all this stuff. But they don't exactly give you the details that I'm looking for. I want to know if it can be hooked up, if it would work with other radios as well. Like if I get an ordinary CB radio for my car, will that marine radio on the same channel, will it work? You know, will I be able to talk through that, you know? So like if I'm on Big Red, and then let's say I'm on channel 5, my mom's in the car, and this is also on channel 5, and she's got a totally different CB from me, will she be able to hear me? Or anyone for that matter, you know? Because on Big Red, I might go with a bigger antenna there. Well, 62 inch would be good enough, you know. So I don't want to get the 102 inch because that would just be ridiculously too freaking huge. It'd be nice because the range is really awesome on it, but yeah, I think just for around this area, I think you'd be fine. Like it would be nice because you know the thing is that when my friend was here earlier this summer, he had to go get diesel fuel, and his son was here baling. You know, his son was obviously running his tractor, baling up some of our hay, and he said, "Okay, well here's my phone number. In case you guys have a problem, you can call me on your cell." Because I have my cell phone with me all the time, right? And he has his with him. Well, from this field to the gas station where he went and got his diesel fuel from, it's not even a mile. So you know that my radio would work. So I mean, we would be within range, right? So he could just switch over to my channel, or I can switch over to his channel, and if we have a problem, I can just hop on my CB and be like, hey, you know, we got a problem here. You might want to get back here as soon as you can. You know, it's quicker with a CB radio than it is with the phone, because the phone you got to pull it out. You got to fucking go through this, you know, to find your phone thingy, and then you got to pull out your paper. You got to like, oh, the number is this, and then you got to punch it into your phone. And sometimes if you got a touchscreen phone, you can kind of fuck up, you know. And I don't really call out on my phone, so I'm not sure on how to do it. Yeah, I've had my phone for quite some time, but I don't call out. You know, I don't call anyone. I just text everyone. Which is my sister and my mom, basically. I just text. And then I can talk to my Facebook friends through my phone because I got that Facebook app thing hooked up. So, same thing on my iPad too. I got the Facebook Messenger thing hooked up too. So, whatever goes on Facebook will happen on my phone as well. I don't have my YouTube channel Facebook hooked up. I got my other ones hooked up, but not that one, because I just don't need that. So, but yeah, I just don't know how he can do it with a 26 inch. I think my friend the guy that owns the Dodge Ram, you guys seen that video. Okay, well you guys probably seen the CB antenna on top of his roof. I think that's only like a 36 inch. Is it a 36 inch? It's got to be a 36 inch. Put you guys back up here again. It was something close to that. I know for damn sure it wasn't a 62 inch, because it would be way the hell up there. So, and it's definitely not a 102 inch, because he'd be whacking every goddamn thing in the world. So if he had a 36 inch, which is a 3-footer. That could have been about right. It might have been that. But on top of the roof, so obviously he would gain, you know, quite a bit more lift out of that too, right? I don't know what kind of radio he's got, but it's I guess it's just whatever he had laying around, I suppose. I know that when he bought the 1566, that IH, it came with a CB, but it was useless because he couldn't hear anything anyway. Why you put a fucking? He bought it with the CB already in it, but he took it out because he says he can't hear no one because there's no insulation in the tractor cab, so you know you don't hear nothing. So the only problem with those 66 tractors, their cabs kind of suck. They're nice cabs, but they're kind of useless. We're on the 86 series; they were a lot better, more insulated and centered better over the axle, so you weren't bouncing around as much. I still like the 66 though, because I just like them a little bit better. Cabs kind of suck, but they're nice cabs too, right? So they're nice looking, they just don't work. But they're there, so But yeah, I just don't know how a 26-inch son of a bitch would make it to California. You know, and he lives out east in like the New York area. So how the fuck he can do that, I don't know. Because my antenna is a 62-inch, the one I'm looking at, and that only goes about 7 to 10 miles. So I don't know. Unless he's got one of the really, I don't know. I just don't know because I don't really look at antennas really. I don't want to go with a trucker antenna, which they have the fiberglass fire stick kind of antennas. They're stiff and they're useless, and they just simply wouldn't look good on a car. I like the whippy kind of antennas. I guess they're called whips. That's kind of what Dukes of Hazzard had on there. Generally, it was a whip antenna. So I guess that's why I like them so much better. And they look better, and they're smaller, they're skinnier. You know, whereas a fire stick, yeah, you can get them decently thin, but they're still thick and they're clumsy and they're not really flexible. Whereas if I went over a tree branch, you know, with a whip, it'll just bend right over. It won't break it. Whereas with a fire stick, some of them can only bend so much before they snap. I know that fire stick makes the ones now where they're very flexible. It just wouldn't look good on a car. I want a whip. I don't know if maybe the fire sticks have more range than a regular whip. I don't know, but I think a whip would be fine. It's not like I need to call out to California and be like, hey, I live in Minnesota. What's up? I just need it for with basically around here. I think a 10-mile range would be enough. I don't need it to go 5,000 miles, like apparently what Double Strikes can do. That's not even 5,000 miles. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what it is from New York to California, but is it 5,000 miles? It can't be. 5,000 miles, my four would be fucking wore out. So, I don't know what the hell the range is, but, or how far it is, but it's I know it's quite a bit. So, I don't need to call out that far. You know, I'm not a CB trucker, want to talk to a trucker kind of type of person. I just want it there so I can have it in case of an emergency, or so I can listen on to, say there's like a storm going on, say if I'm going down to the cities or whatever, and there's a trucker a couple of miles ahead of me, and there's a tornado there or whatever, you know, and he's yapping about it on his radio. Well, at least I can, I could find his channel, just put it in the scan mode, find his channel, and then listen into what he's saying, so then that way it helps me out, so then I can make a better choice. Either keep on fucking going or fucking pull the e-brake and drive on the wrong side of the road and head back home, So I think a 62-inch would be, well, here in the shop it's huge, but in the garage up at the house it may be a little bit better because the garage door is higher up there than it is here. It's not that high, so hopefully Double Strike will leave some links to his crap below, and maybe I can find out what kind of antenna he's got. But I don't really, I think they are kind of flexy, but I don't need it to go out to California. I don't need it to go that far. And the antenna I looked at was like $100. And that was for whatever 1,000. They have a 1,000. They have the mini, the 1,000, and then the 5,000. Well, the 5,000 is like $110, and it's not any better. The range is not any better on it. It's the same thing, 7 to 10 miles. So why go with with the 5,000 when the 1,000 does the same thing? It's just a different model. I think it's like last year's model, kind of like thing, right? It's an older model, but it's the best selling antenna on the market for vehicles, anyways. So if you guys are gonna be kind of like, I don't think it would look good with a CB antenna or whatever in the car. Well, there's lots of cars that do it. They do it for a reason. It's just not there for looks, really. So, and Double Strike, he would need his. His might come more in handy because he's a volunteer firefighter, and I think fire trucks have CBs. I think anyway, so he can listen to what they're saying, and he can you know, he can give them tips if he has any or whatever, or they can give him tips or whatever, you know. It's a good way to keep in touch with your brothers, you know. It's a good way to do that. So you can't sit there and text on your phone, so a CB is the next best thing. It's not illegal to have CBs. You can have them. They're legal to have in all states, I believe. I know here in Minnesota and North Dakota it's legal, so obviously my friends have them. So, and it would be nice too if my friend, the old timer, would put a fucking CB in his truck and tractor too, because it's ridiculous. Because we can never, like when he's loaded, and he goes out, like when we're down in that field, he goes out the south end, and I go up, you know, the north way here, or the west way, which is right here in town, and he's like on one end of the field, and I'm on the other end, and he goes up that way, and his truck's twisting, you know. I mean, it could obviously it would throw a bale off if it went too crazy, but if a bale rolled off, I could tell him over the radio. Whereas he, when he went up the side there and he parked on the side, he hopped out and looked. It's like, well, if you just had a CB in your damn thing, I could just straight up tell you and you wouldn't have to hop out. Because he's got bad knees. You know, and I don't really want him climbing in and out of stuff so much. I mean, he doesn't need a fancy CB. You know, a cheapie would get him by, and a cheap antenna would get him by. Because he would just use it for, it would just be for him and me, basically, you know. So, but yeah, I would like to put a CB on Big Red, because it would be handy, you know. So, but they do make a waterproof one, which would work, but I don't know if they would work with other radios. They may work with other marine radios, but what about an ordinary CB that you'd put in a truck or a car, or whatever? Will they all work together? Because if I can do that, I'll put a CB on Big Red then, you know, and be done with it. But for Big Red, I definitely would not need a big antenna. I'd probably go with, I don't know if I'd go with a 62 inch. I might go with the 36 inch, I think it was. It was a little smaller, so that would be alright for Big Red, because I don't need it going 10 miles. I don't even need it going 10 miles out, you know, not even 5. It only needs to go out a couple of miles, but, you know, I want it to be flexible too, so if I go under some tree branches and stuff, I don't have to worry about it breaking. But yeah, so if I do get a CB for this car, because apparently if my sister moves back, she's not going to need it, because she don't have her boyfriend around anymore, so obviously I'm going to probably end up keeping it. So I'm going to put the CB on the trunk. They make a dewey that'll slip on. Okay, you just bolt it. You don't drill through it. You clamp it on. It works. You can get the magnet mount one too, but I don't know if I would do that, because with the trunk going up and down and you're slamming it, it may just pop loose. Where with the clip on, it's not going anywhere. You know, it's not bolted through. It's just kind of like pinched on, which will work. They also make a drilled one where you can drill a hole either through the trunk or in the roof, and that's like more like a permanent mount. You know, which I don't want it permanent, because if I ever decide to take it out, I want to be able to just off and go with it. And I don't want to have to drill. So, where I'd put the CB in the car, I don't know, because there's not a lot of room. I know I can get small ones, but I don't like the look of the small ones. The ones I was looking at, I'll put the link to that one too. I think it was a decently good small one, but it's a little bit big. It's not small like the size of my hand. Like some radios are the size of my hand, but I don't want to buy a cheap radio and it doesn't last me long. I want to get a decently good radio. I think a $120 radio would be good, and the antenna would be like another $100. So, but that's for down the road. Obviously, if I get this thing up and running, which probably will be happening. So, but I'm still confused, because he has a 26 inch, and it goes thousands and thousands of miles, and mine's a 62 inch, and mine only goes about 7 to 10 miles, which is still more than good enough for me, because I don't need it going across the world. I don't need that, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, his antenna's smaller, but I think you can get small antennas where they still have, you know, a short range on them. But if you get yourself a cheap antenna, they're not going to last and they're not going to work. So spend yourself some. I heard that there's a saying if you only have $100 to spend, they say put 75 into the antenna, and then whatever's left over into your radio. Because apparently you don't need a good radio. A cheap one will get you by. The only problem I have with cheap ones, I don't think they would last as long. So it's all about the antenna. It's not really about the radio, I guess. And some say to wire it directly to the battery. And in the ones I've seen, they get plugged into a fuse in the fuse box. I don't know if the ones that can be fused boxed, if they can actually still be, you know, ran to the battery. Well, the battery's in the trunk, so I'd have to have a lot of extra cable there, which you can get at like probably Napa or any wiring supply store would probably sell that kind of wiring. But yeah, I don't know. So, but I'll put the links to my stuff that I want to get, and you guys can tell me what you think. Because I plan on doing a CB setup as well. I've been thinking about that for the last couple of years, but no one would ever really give me any information on that radio I was looking at, the waterproof one. I think I still have the link, so if you guys want to see that too, let me know. It was a marine grade radio. It was a waterproof one, so you can have it on boats, and it can get rained on and crapped on, and it won't hurt it. That's what I wanted to get for Big Red, but I just wanted an ordinary CB radio for in the car because I don't need a waterproof one there. So yeah, and I think my grandma should also have a damn radio in her stuff too, but so that's a lot of money. So, but for her, I just buy the cheap crap because I don't need a fancy radio there. So, but this picture of this Ion with a big old 62-inch antenna on the trunk, it probably may look a little bit ridiculous, but you know, fuck it. If it gets the job done, it gets the job fucking done. So, but yeah. So yeah, you guys can let me know what you think of that CB setup. If I find the links, I'll put them below. If I find the link to the marine radio, I'll put that below as well. And the marine radio again would be for Big Red, the waterproof one, if it will work with other ordinary CB radios. If they don't, then it's useless because I'm not going to buy a marine radio and stick it in my car. You know, I mean, I guess I could, but it's not going to do me any good because it's not going to work with other CBs out there in the world. Unless they happen to have a marine radio too, but they're not going to. So let me know if they will work together or not. Like if I put a marine radio on Big Red and I put a regular radio in the car, will they work together? Let me know. Will I be able to talk to someone? So let me know, and I will think about it some more and whatnot. And hopefully Double Strike will make his video soon. He didn't say when he was going to do it. He just said he would do it. So I don't know. He might be... Like today, it might actually be pretty good there where he lived at. Because it's pretty damn good here. It's fucking sunny out and decently warm out. And it's actually pretty good. So I got my heater on and I'm not even standing by it. I guess I'll warm my finger up here for a second. But yeah, so... That's just my CB setup. I think that's what I'm going to do. I want to do one on Big Red too, but obviously I'd have to put it on the dash. On Big Red's dashboard there or whatever, you know, which is fine. That's actually a good place for it. The radio or the antenna, you'd obviously go on the back rack or something like that. Just bolt it down. It's not going to be able to ground to it, so I think I'd have to end up using a ground wire. Which I think some CB antennas will come with a ground wire. So, which isn't too bad. I could just run it to something that's steel and find a bolt and bolt it there, and ouch, and it actually should be fine from there. So, yeah. So, guys, I guess I'll probably take off. I'm just gonna turn my heater off. I'm warming my finger up a little bit now. So yeah, I'll put the links to my stuff below. You guys can check it out and leave your opinions. And give this video a big old like, or if you're a hater, give it a big old dislike if you're a hater, and go fuck yourself. That's right. To all you haters, go fucking nut. So, but I could care less. Hate on me all you want. I ain't going anywhere, bitch. I ain't going anywhere. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to take off because my camera's being stupid here and it needs to be charged. It seems to be dying a little bit, but it's cold out too, so what do you expect? So I'll wait for my heater to cool off, and then this won't take too long with it being cold out. So yeah, you guys can let me know what you think on my CB setup. Like, I'm still waiting for Double Strike to do a video on his. So it'll be interesting to see what he's running for a setup. He told me what kind of, well, he didn't tell me what kind of antenna. He just said it was a 26-inch. So I'm going with a 62-inch. Much bigger, which you think with the range would be a lot further on it, but it's not. How his can go across the country, I don't know. Only being a 26-inch. But like I said, I don't need to go way out to California. I just need to go, you know, within range around here, which is, 10 miles is more than good enough around here. So I could probably even talk to my friends while he's out moving hay bales or something. He's within 10 miles, so I think anyway. So, but yeah. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna take off. Do apologize for the super long ass boring video, and I will. Yeah. Guess I'll go edit this video up and go do some other shit and get some shit did. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, take care.